There's no place like it in the world.
Way up on Stemilt Hill in Wenatchee,
¿Cómo está, amigo?
Kyle Matheson carries on a family tradition.
We've been scratching the dirt for over 100 years, trying to make a living growing these cherries.
It's the Napa Valley of cherries.
It's like Mother Nature coming in, kissing each one with sweetness.
Matheson could talk all day about his life's passion, but there are tons of fruit hanging on his trees.
Bonito.
And he only has a brief window to pick, process, and pack what is expected to be a record crop.
You know, it's a challenge. When we have big crops, what are we going to do with these cherries?
Well, increasingly, they're sending these Northwest morsels to Asia. In South Korea, you can find Wenatchee cherries stacked at street markets among kimchi and fish. This is all thanks to a 6-year-old trade deal called Chorus, which slashed tariffs on products like cherries.
Well, it's been a real blessing to have this export market where we have such a huge volume, especially this year.
According to the Northwest Cherry Growers and Industry Association, exports to Korea have grown steadily since the trade deal took effect. Today, they're double what they were 4 years ago. China's eating them up too. In 2013, the Pacific Northwest sent them 11,000 tons of cherries. Today, exports are expected to top 23,000 tons. At Stemilt headquarters, entire processing lines are dedicated to Asia exports. The fruit is quickly boxed and trucked to SeaTac, where a new Cherry Express 777 long-haul freighter is idling on the tarmac.
It's all cherries.
Tate Matheson, Kyle's son, says his family needs those overseas customers.
For us, trade is key. International trade is absolutely critical.
But the trade relationship with Korea has hit some turbulence.
From when the U.S.-Korea trade deal was signed in 2011 to 2016, you know who signed it, you know who wanted it. Our trade deficit with South Korea has increased by more than $11 billion. Not exactly a great deal.
President Donald Trump says imports of Korean autos and steel are threatening American jobs, and he says his administration is already in the process of reviewing and reforming the Chorus Agreement.
And they're going to sign a deal that's great for South Korea and great for the United States.
The Northwest Cherry Growers Association says changes to the Chorus deal could have a big impact on the Washington fruit industry, though it's still uncertain what specifically the president has in mind. Kyle Matheson, who voted for Trump, says he trusts that he'll be able to sell his fruit no matter what comes of these new trade talks.
Can't really run the country on what's the best for the cherry grower, but it does help when they do.
Stemilt, nonetheless, expects a growing appetite for its fruit in Asia and Australia.
Here's a sign of the industry's overseas growth. A massive new distribution center is expected to be fully operational next summer.
And they're finding new ways to entice foreign consumers.
사랑스러운 체리.
The Northwest Cherry Growers Association is partnering with video bloggers in Korea who tout the health benefits of cherries and share recipes. Supermarkets pass out samples. In some parts of Asia, fruit is considered a treat. It's given as a gift.
Good size.
The Mathesons aren't worrying too much about where their customers might be in the coming years.
They eat great. Well,
Up here, you live by the seasons, and on this sweet, sunny hillside, they've been doing just that for generations.
when you have a good product, you're going to be able to sell it. Somewhere.
Ted Land, King 5 News.
The Port of Seattle says it shipped more than $115 million worth of cherries last year, and they are expecting to exceed that figure in 2017.